I ain't gonna even lie, there's a lot I gotta go through at this start, so I really ain't gonna even do no issue. Peep the piercing though, just got it last weekend. I don't know, just wanted to flex. Let's get into this. So the plot genuinely starts the first second of the anime. No type of introductions or nothing. And I'm really finna info dump on you right now, so get y'all notepads ready because it's gonna go crazy. One day, this Reaper looking girl showed up to MC's doorstep with a rip-off death note that's called the Kiss Note. But instead of killing people with it, you're supposed to pair two names together, and that makes the written names bound to each other for life. Now, the reason this Reaper girl showed up to MC was because she accidentally wrote MC's name in the book. Don't know how you do that on accident, but she did. But to make up for her mistake, she basically came to him saying, "Hey, I'll let you choose whoever you want to be your soulmate." And he really didn't have a choice not to choose someone, because it turns out if your name is written and you don't get anyone else's name written by your name within the next 24 hours, you're just fated to be single for the rest of your life. Passed over it for the info dump, but this demon's name is Guri. Now it turns out MC actually already has a crush on a girl, so when he has the chance to pretty much get with her instantly, it would make most sense for him to just write her name next to his, and it would be done just like that. But then it also turns out that said girl he likes already had feelings for MC, but in the crazy yandere way. And then when MC happened to find out about her being on some crazy shit, it kind of completely turned him off on her. I mean, not everyone wants to be murdered by their lover, so I don't really blame him. But aside from MC's wishes, Guri just went on her own and wrote this crazy girl's name next to MC's, even though he clearly stated he don't want to be with a crazy girl. But now due to the book, he's bound to her for life. And all this, it's not ideal, but it works. And the anime deadass could have just ended right there with that. But then out of pure idiocracy, Guri decided to write her name alongside MC and crazy girls, making it some poly three-way shit. MC could have settled down for the crazy girl, but the plot won't have it. And to make this forced relationship shit worse, since MC is now tied to Guri, he also has to take on the responsibilities as Cupid, because Guri is Cupid. That's why she be putting people together, and that's why she has the kiss note or whatever. So now MC is an acting Cupid as well. He also became immortal with it. So did Crazy Girl, because she's also tied into it. But oh my god, the plot does not stop there. Right in the middle of all this going on, this random girl ran in and stole the kiss note for herself, and then proceeded to write her own name in the mix of all three of theirs. Not because she liked MC, it was because she liked Aane. So she took the notebook because she somehow knew how it worked already and wrote her own name down, forcing herself into the relationship with them. And I will not stress this enough, this girl right here is fucking annoying, and she's gonna continue doing this bullshit throughout the whole anime. I mean, off the rip, she spent like a good minute trying to get MC and Crazy Girl to break up, waving around the book talking about some Crazy Girl's feelings are forced for MC because they're written down in the book, which isn't completely wrong, but then you gotta remember, she already liked him before this shit. So not only is she ignorant, she's wrong. Or is that the same thing? I don't know. Double entendre? That's not the right lingo. You get what I'm saying though. And the bad shit on this girl is gonna keep piling up, because not only is she trying to get in the middle of their relationship, she also happens to be this crazy girl's biological sister. Yeah, they're related, and she's still trying to force a relationship with her. All this happened in one episode, by the way, but now I got a little second to breathe. So let me give out some names, because I kind of had to skip past them for a second. Crazy girl's name is Aane, and her bum ass sister's name is Yuzu. Now, thankfully for me and you, after episode 1, they kind of slowed down with all the event spam. But as I said earlier, everyone that's attached to Yuri has to also do the work of Cupid, so for a minute they just kind of go around hooking people up, all that good shit. Now everything was fine until they tried to help this girl named Shikimi. I'm just gonna say one thing led to another, and MC ended up getting kidnapped by said girl. And not in the romantic way, but in the torture him for info kind of way. Thankfully he's immortal, doesn't mean he don't feel pain though. It turns out Aane actually has one more sister, and it's Shikimi. And somehow she must have like some crazy informant, because she somehow learned about the whole situation with MC and all the girls and all that, and how they tied to Cupid and got immortality and shit. So now she kidnapped MC because she wants to force her way into that relationship. Not because she likes anyone, but she just wants to be immortal. Now Aane and Yuzu end up pulling up trying to save MC, but this girl has her own weird powers, and she ends up trapping Yuzu and Aane as well. I don't know why I called her Yuzu. I think it's because Aane, and then I was just saying it real fast and it got like jumbled up or whatever. More of the story, the situation looking bad. But then Guri shows up. When the goat pulled through, Shikimi had to retreat. Now they did all that build up, making Shikimi a possible antagonist, or not a possible antagonist, a definite antagonist to the story, just to bench her as a side character the very next episode. And then we go into this whole emotional arc with Guri, because despite her being Cupid, they're finna pull this dumb cliche that I'm kind of tired of, and it becomes apparent that she doesn't know what true love actually is, despite being Cupid. And annoyingly, while she's going through this emotional arc, she starts to go on dates with this random dude, trying to figure out her feelings or whatever. And I know MC got his whole harem, poly, and all that weird shit going on, so I really can't tweak and call this cheating, cause MC technically got 2 other girls he's with besides Yuri. But I can't lie, seeing her entertain this random dude had me sick to my stomach. I genuinely hate when shit like this happens in anime. Every time some people in the main cast break up and then start going on dates with other random people, I mean, they always usually eventually get back together or whatever, but that little moment when they dating somebody else, that shit just make my heart ache, I ain't gonna lie. Thankfully, she ends up dumping this rando after a good 15 minutes, so the hurt ain't last too long, I guess. But Yuri's whole emotional arc ain't over yet, but we're gonna put it on hold for a second, cause the very next day, out of nowhere, Akane's mom ends up locking Akane up. I left a little lore out because I really didn't have a time to put it in, but these 3 sisters actually come from a crime family, and before MC, Akane used to be a cold-blooded killer, but after being with MC, she became normal, so her mom locked her up because she turned soft. Now obviously Akane's locked up and MC is going to try to save her. That's the usual. But what isn't usual is him teaming up with the former villain to do it. Working with past enemies to do whatever together is nothing new in anime. But usually the enemies have a turning event, and then they start helping, yada yada. But Shikimi kind of just went from kidnapping and torturing bro to helping him out with no type of transition. But due to the fact of Shikimi not having a transition period, it's quite obvious that down the line she's just going to betray him. As they were trying to save Akane, she kind of just turned around and betrayed him, and she ended up torturing bro again, and this time right in front of Akane. But as you can see, she ain't doing a thing about it, because after being locked up for like a day, her mental already broke and she reverted back to that emotionless killer. So even though dude she was with a second ago is getting tortured in front of her, she's just standing there watching. And to double down on it, Akane's mom tries to get Akane to kill MC herself, but with a little emotional speech from MC, and Akane straight back to normal. Conflict over just like that. I mean, Akane's mom tries to intervene, but then Yuzu's mom pops up, and then the 2 of the mothers have a little heart to heart, and that arc is over. And once again, Shikimi just got thrown in the back burners. She was genuinely just there to betray MC and then not have a scene after it. But you would know, after a kidnapping, torture, and a betrayal, you would think they would want nothing to do with Shikimi. But after all that, she kind of just started hanging around with the group like it was nothing. And I can't even lie to you, she's like 3 times more annoying than Yuzu, because it's like 24/7 she's trying to get in between somebody, or she's trying to break up or ruin one of their relationships. She don't have an actual character, she's just here to do bad shit. And she likes to do a lot of overstepping. You're finna see it in a second. Getting back to Yuri, she never really got over that whole not understanding love thing. And like I just said, Shikimi's finna overstep. She seen how Yuri was feeling, and she just had to make it her business. And it would have been cool if she just gave her some romantic advice or just some life advice or something. But like I just said, she has no character. She's just here to do bad shit. So she sees this person lost without a clue. You can only imagine what she's finna do. Shikimi ends up telling Yuri that she should just leave MC and all of them behind for a little minute, make a little space in between them, so she can try to find herself and her feelings and all that. So Yuri did just that, and she wasn't seen for a good 2 weeks. And I will not lie to you, MC was pissing me off this whole arc. You see, I thought Yuri was cool, apparently not to MC, because after Yuri dipped, this dude literally put in no type of effort to go out and search for her. And then after Yuri eventually came back from her little break from him, MC had the nerve to be mad at Yuri. I mean, I understand his anger. She ran away. Maybe he was worried about her or whatever. And that would be right to be mad for her leaving without a word. But MC, you ain't look for her. So how you gonna be mad at somebody who ran away and you didn't even look for him? That's the part I don't get. And don't worry, it gets worse. MC's gonna keep making himself look stupid. After spending some time away from him, Yuri's coming back with a new mindset, and she asks a pretty bold question. She practically practically confesses to him right here by asking him how he feels about her. And MC couldn't have given a worse answer to that question. Instead of being truthful with himself, MC decides to go on some tsundere shit. So he told her ever since she got here, she's just been a problem and a pain in the neck. That is not the answer you give to someone who ran away to find feelings and then come back. Obviously going through some shit, but you're just too much of a bitch to say how you really feel. So you just give some dog shit answer. He ain't never did this till now, but now he wanna act all shy. And after hearing that, Yuri leaves for real this time. And I can't even blame her. That shit right there kinda killed her whole mental. And in that moment, she somehow transformed from Cupid to being a literal demon. And then she leaves Earth to go live in hell. And oh my god, you would think after driving your homie off, you would think MC would have a moment of clarity. But he just goes around on some mad shit, talking about some fuck is her problem, being ignorant as hell, even though this is really his fault. He just genuinely can't admit that he did something wrong. And you know MC is being a bitch when Yuzu is the voice of reason around here. After Yuri dipped out, Yuzu was the first one to try to chase after her. Meanwhile, MC was bitching. Also, it turns out Shikimi had a lot to do with how this planned out. To no surprise, let's be honest here. But it turns out she was actually working with the devil to help lead Guri down the wrong path. I mean, she's the one who gave her the whole idea of running away, which kind of dominoed into all this happening, and MC kind of just played his part by being a dumbass. And you know, it's still fuck Shikimi. She's annoying and she oversteps, and I hate characters like her. But in this moment, she is still not the most annoying character. MC ends up not doing a thing, not even trying to chase Yuri down for like a good 5 minutes in the show. It takes Yuzu telling MC stop being a little bitch for him to actually go out and do something. MC and them ended up having to die so they could follow Yuri down to hell. And when they find her, obviously they confront her. And you would think this moment is leading up to obviously MC coming to her, giving her an emotional speech, telling the truth about how he really feels and all of that. You know, that's kind of like his job as being the MC. And you know, it also being practically his fault this shit is happening. At least an apology is due, you know? But that's not how it's gonna go. Because she ended up confronting her own feelings and bringing herself back. And that led to her actually confessing to MC or whatever. But fuck that. I mean, not fuck that, cool for her and everything. But MC is genuinely a dickhead. The only move he did was come here to confront her or whatever, but he didn't really do anything while they were here. She kind of just realized it on her own. When MC got here, he didn't apologize for anything he said. He didn't tell her the truth about how she felt. Or how he felt, I mean. He didn't do a thing while he was here. Props to Yuri on her fixing her own emotional problem. I mean, them coming here for her, like, triggered it a little bit, but MC really didn't do anything himself. And he still got the good ending where he got the girl at the end. Ain't that a bitch? And to piss me off even more, Shikimi doesn't face any type of repercussions. I mean, she is the main antagonist. She didn't have any transition event for her to become cool. She didn't have any type of karma for the bad shit she's done. I mean, she's pretty much the reason for every bad thing that happened in this show, besides like Akane's mom, I guess. But she quite literally caused every drama that happened in the show, but nothing happened to her. And it's not like she just got dusted off into non-existence. I would have been cool with that, but she just got to join the group harem like it was nothing at the end. And she don't even like MC or nothing. She's just doing it to do it. And if you really think about it, she got her immortality either way. So we got MC being a bitch, and then we got a villain who gets no type of repercussions for what they do. I've seen this anime before. This is my second time, or maybe it's my third time watching it, but I do not remember this ending pissing me off so much. In all honesty, it's not a bad anime. It's funny. Like, the comedy is good. That's probably why I rewatched it, and I completely dissed out the whole ending of it. End of the day, it's still a solid show. It's just two characters in here that piss me off a lot.